What's new, crew? If you're new, my name is Cassandra, and today we are talking all things once a month grocery shopping. I get questions all the time on how I manage once a month grocery shopping and just how to make it feasible. It's really intimidating for a lot of people, so I'm going to give you guys my process on how I once a month grocery shop, the process and the steps that I go through to be able. The first thing I do is go ahead and check my inventory. I'm checking my refrigerator first because that is where the most produce is and things that are going to go bad the quickest. So I want to see, what do I have left from last month's grocery shop? Do I have I don't even know what I have left at the end of the month that would still be good. Probably carrots, cabbage, things like that. I want to check that in my fridge and make sure that I have recipes on my meal plan that take those ingredients. Once I finish off with my fridge, I'm heading over to my pantry because that's where I keep potatoes, onions, things like that. I'm checking most of my produce, figuring out what do I have left. Do I have maybe boxes of noodles left? Do I have my bulk things left, like my rice, my flour, sugar? I buy oatmeal in bulk, pancake mix in bulk. Do I still have all of those things? If not, I'm making sure that I'm adding them to my grocery list, and I'm also putting down meals on my meal plan with ingredients that I already have. So if I have potatoes and carrots left, I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna make a pot pie. So I'll make sure, do I have flour to make my pie crust? Do I have Crisco to make my pie crust? That is essentially, in my eyes, a free meal. I'm not having to pay for anything because I already have a lot of those ingredients here. I'll add that to my meal plan as we're going. Maybe I'm looking through, canning season is upon us. I don't know if you guys can see, but over in this corner, I'm hiding my canning mess. Should we turn the camera so you guys can see my mess? So just think, it looks really clean over here, but it's really not. It's really not. But I have enchilada sauce there. I have spaghetti sauce. I have things to make noodles, to make fresh pasta. Maybe I'm gonna add spaghetti to my meal plan. I have enchilada sauce there. Maybe I'm gonna add enchiladas to my meal plan because I already have those ingredients, because I'm checking my inventory first and making my first couple of meals on my meal plan with things that I already have in the house. Once I've checked my fridge, my pantry, I'm looking at all of my freezers. We buy all of our meat in bulk, or we hunt or fish for the rest of our remaining meats. So we have a lot of meat going right now. We have 3 freezers, well, 2 freezers full of meat, and then we have 1 freezer full of garden produce and things that we do here kind of on our like little homestead, our mini farm. So I'm checking my freezers. I'm seeing what kind of meats do I still have left. Because we buy them in bulk, it's important for me to check as often as I can, because it can be really easy to forget about random cuts of pork that we don't use all the time, or random cuts of venison that we don't use all the time. So I like to go check, and while I'm checking, I also have my phone with me and my meal plan. Those are going to be your best friends in this. I'm checking Pinterest. If I see maybe I have a pork steak and I don't know what the heck I want to do with a pork steak, so I'm going to pull up my phone and I'm going to look in Pinterest, or maybe you can just Google it, pork roast recipes, or whatever it is, pork ribs recipe, venison tenderloin recipes. I'm typing that into my search engine, whatever yours is. I personally love Pinterest, and I'm gonna look for some meals. Maybe I'm looking and I see one that has a beautiful, let's say, venison tenderloin, and it has a side of roasted carrots and maybe some mashed potatoes. And because I was already up in my pantry and my fridge, I know I have carrots, I have potatoes. I'm adding that to my meal plan. That is going to be your overall theme for this. We're checking everything. We're making our meal plan at the same time. We're walking around to the different areas of our house where we store our food, and we're just gonna have our meal plan with us, and we are making meals based off what we already have, as many as you can. Sometimes I'll go ahead and look at my last month's meal plan and think, okay, what meals didn't we eat this month? I tend to cross my meals off after we eat them. That way I know we already used them. And then I can see very easily what we have left at the end of the month. And sometimes I will just take those meals and put them right onto my following month's meal plan, if that makes any sense, because I should already have the ingredients for it because I shopped for it and we didn't eat it. And it's just easy, no-brainer meals that we can put onto next month's meal plan. It's just rotating over to the following month, which is very helpful. So we are in August right now. So at the end of this month, which is just in about a week, I'm going to take whatever meals we didn't eat and I'm just going to throw them right onto September's meal plan because I should have everything for that. I also highly recommend utilizing your family. You don't have to make your meal plan by yourself. It can be a little intimidating, especially if you're planning for 31 meals. I always ask my kids, hey, what are some meals you really want to have this month? What are some dinners you really like that maybe we haven't had in a while? What do you want? I ask the same thing to my husband. What are some things you want? Because if I made my meal plan, I might not make it to the way that everybody else likes it. Maybe I like a meal, but not everybody else does. They don't really like that meal that much, so we don't eat it as often. Well, if I'm the one making the meal plan and I love that meal, maybe I'm not really thinking about the fact that nobody else really likes it as much as I do. So if we can rotate things, we can make sure that everybody has something on the meal plan that they're looking forward to, that they enjoy. It makes it a lot easier and a lot less stress on you because you're utilizing the other brains in your household. I also want to say, my kids aren't that big. My kids range in ages from, well, my oldest is about to turn 8 and my youngest is 8 months. So obviously the 8-month-old does not have a say in the meal plan, but even my 3-year-old. Hey buddy, what are some things you want to eat? Usually it's things like, spaghetti or tacos or very simple meals that kids really like, but we could throw those on the meal plan. My kids love to do homemade pizzas. That is a very regular request from them. They also love hot cheese sandwiches, or just grilled cheese. They call them hot cheese sandwiches here. Some tomato soup. That's also a very regular meal here. So utilize your family, utilize your kids, because you don't have to do it all by your own. So just to walk through the steps one more time. We've checked our fridge, our pantry, our freezers. The entire time we have our meal plan with us. Maybe you want to separate it and have 2 pieces of paper, one for your meal plan and one for your grocery list. What I tend to do is write my meal plan on the front of the piece of paper and my grocery list on the back of the piece of paper. That way I only have to carry around 1 piece of paper with me while I'm kind of doing these things. What I used to do back in the day is, if I'm planning for September, I will print off of Google a September calendar, and I would write my dinners right into the calendar, and then on the back of the calendar I would make my grocery list. You can do it that way too if you are a more visual person and you don't want to just number like 1 through 31 or 1 through 30 or whatever your month is. That can also help make the meal plan a little bit easier for you, and then you can take that meal plan with your calendar, put it right up on your fridge, you can put it on your bulletin board, whatever it is, and use that. That might also help you as well. If you're a kind of phone person, go ahead, put it on your phone, make notes in your phone, however you like to do it. I'm a pen and paper kind of person, so that's how I've always done it, but there are tons of people that I know love their electronics. Go ahead and put it on there, put it on your Kindle, put it on your iPad, whatever you like to use. When it comes to my grocery list, I get questions a lot. How do you plan for breakfast and lunches? Because I always talk about dinners. Breakfast, I buy my things in bulk. I buy bulk pancake mix. I buy oatmeal in bulk. We have laying hens, so we always have eggs on hand. Toast and eggs are basically what we have for breakfast a lot, with either yogurt or applesauce. My kids are also impartial to cereal every once in a while, so I'll buy cereal in bulk as well. That way I don't have to buy them every single month. I don't have to think about them every single month. I can just check in my pantry and see, yes, we still have cereal. Yes, we still have pancake mix. We still have oatmeal. And it makes it a lot easier for me planning that. For lunches, I will sit down and plan lunches in the summertime when my kids are home, and I will plan lunches for weekend days when my husband's home and all my kids are home. Usually they're very simple lunches. We are not afraid of a good sandwich, a cold cut sandwich. Sometimes we'll do mac and cheese, or a lot of the times we'll heat up leftovers. What I used to do back in the day, I still do this. I do this a lot of time in the fall and in the winter. On Fridays, I will cook a really big meal, or maybe a Saturday for lunch, I'll cook a really big lunch, a really big pot of something. Maybe it's a big pot of soup, big pot of chili, big thing of Spanish rice, or maybe it's a really big casserole, and we'll use that for lunch for Saturday, for Sunday, and maybe even for packing lunches for my husband for work, or we'll reheat it, whoever's home on Monday, and we'll eat that same thing for lunch for a couple days. If that's not something you're into, you can always just easy snacks or easy lunches. You can do, like I said, we love sandwiches. You make mac and cheese, you could do easy things like that. So there are options. You could always grab chicken nuggets, tater tots, french fries. A lot of times we'll do burgers or hot dogs. So we like to keep it pretty simple for lunches, but I will plan lunches for weekends. And then making sure that I'm adding those things to my grocery list. I'm at the point where I've been doing this for so long that I actually don't really make a full grocery list anymore. Because we rotate through the same kinds of meals. We're using the same kind of ingredients for all of our meals. And my grocery shopping is really simple because, like I said, we buy all of our meat in bulk, we hunt or fish, and then we grow or preserve most of our vegetables during this time of year. So I am not buying that much stuff when I go to the grocery store month to month. It's just really simplified. So I don't need to make a grocery list every single time because really I'm only buying the fill-in stuff. So what I like to do is I will just write down anything that I need in bulk and all of my specialty items. I make sure I put those right on top of my grocery list so that I see them while I'm grocery shopping. They're right there in my face. I cannot miss them. Maybe it's things like condiments. Maybe I'm out of ketchup. I'll add that up on the top of my list there so I can just glance down and see, okay, I don't have to buy ketchup every single month, but I'm out of ketchup. I need to make sure that I buy that. Or maybe it's a spice or whatever it is. I make sure I add that to the top of my list so I do not forget it. That being said, those are kind of my tips, how I walk through my meal plan, how I walk through once grocery shopping, how I go about it. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments below and I will do my best to answer all of them. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are. I hope the weather's treating you nice. And of course, I will catch you guys in the next one.
As they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago.